The rule of three states, things that come in threes are inherently more appealing than those that don't. With the next generation GMC Sierra, Canyon, and Sierra Heavy Duty, we couldn't agree more. Whether you choose to have the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate available on the next generation 2019 GMC Sierra SLT, AT4, and Denali models, to confidently take on heavy loads with the available 6.6-liter V8 Duramax turbo diesel in the GMC Sierra Heavy Duty, or to get behind the wheel of the only mid-size premium pickup on the road, the GMC Canyon, you'll realize all three help you do one thing: go professional grade. Step up to GMC, and current eligible GM owners get 20% below MSRP on next generation 2019 GMC Sierra Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate. We are professional grade. GMC. Must be a current owner lessee of a 2005 model year or newer GM vehicle for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Offer includes price reduction below MSRP and purchase allowance. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Take retail delivery by 9/30/19. See participating dealer for details.
Hi, this is Tony Ruggiero, the Dew Sweeper. You're about to listen to an episode of The Tour Coach, which is going to give you an inside look at coaching golf at the very highest level, from on the PGA Tour with my guys all the way to here at Mobile, Alabama in the Dew Sweeper Dome, as we help folks of all skill levels, all walks of life, learn to achieve their golfing goals. All right, so we're sitting here at Casa Golf Camp. This is year 2, Jackson. We're doing a podcast. We've got Zack Sucher, Luke Guthrie. Yeah, Danny O's here. Jackson Court and Bill Haas joining us for the first time. He's our entertainment chairman. So I'm going to just start this off with a comment, and then you guys can talk. I think it was really cool. Jackson, you can chime in too. I thought that one of the things that was really cool today, and Danny, you and I talked about it, was how like everybody was working on their games. I mean, I wasn't working on my game. I need some help, but how everybody kind of helped each other out there, and like tour players helped each other. I thought that was pretty cool.
Definitely.
Not everybody jump in there at one time. I'll go back a minute.
No, that's good. Like we were grinding, working.
You were stressed stuff a little bit.
Yeah, I've been kind of struggling the last couple of days just with the block, and
this is Luke talking.
Yeah,
Luke Guthrie talking here.
Yeah, we had to talk you off the ledge.
And then
not me.
Let me glance over that part. But yeah, we were working hard, and Lucas Glover was sitting right next to us, and yeah, he just kind of took a big interest and was helping out and stuff. And over the course of the last couple of days, everybody's just kind of paying attention to what everybody's working on, and it's just fun to listen to other people, what they're working on, and trying to learn yourself. And it's also comforting if you are kind of struggling, not that other people are working on things.
So you want other people to struggle?
Yeah, misery loves company, right? No, no, just everybody's working towards the same goal here, and just trying to get better. And it's fun to support each other along the way.
Yeah, I agree with what Luke's saying. Lucas Glover and me, this is Bill Haas talking, goes back a long way. Like, I played high school golf against Lucas, and he was probably the guy that I looked up to outside of my dad the most. He was a senior maybe when I was a sophomore or a freshman, and so he was way better than everyone. And I remember thinking, like, well, I know I'm not as good as my dad, but I'm definitely not as good as Lucas Glover either. And so he was kind of a stepping stone of like, I'd like to be as good as that guy. And then same thing in college. He went to Clemson, I went to Wake. There's plenty of other players, but Lucas has always stood out as a guy that I looked up to golf-wise, outside of my dad. And it's gone full circle to come to this point. This weekend here, we're all hanging out, and Lucas, took us out of the Bears Club, and to have him out there and him have interest in my game and helping me out with my game and my putting, my full swing, all that stuff, it just means a lot, and it helps. I don't know if he knows it or not. He might just be helping because he's a nice guy, but that stuff, it goes a long way, and hopefully him be having success lately and really playing well. I think we all envy that. We all want to be playing like he's playing, and why not pick his brain just like we would do with other players and the player next to you playing. You know, if we're playing with Zach or playing with Luke, and I see a shot they hit on the course, I'm gonna be like, hey, what did you try to do there on that shot? And I think that's something that we do on a daily basis, and having this group here together this week, it gives you the opportunity to do that, you know, all day, every day.
We were talking, I think, Billy, you and I on the drive into Bears today, and we were just talking about, like, the good things of playing with good players and coming down and practice with them. And, like, we all have fun playing. I mean, I know I kind of slowed y'all up today. But you know, playing with good players and being around them, like, I think that's a huge thing for you guys to be able to play with good players all the time. It's fun to go play with your buddies and stuff, like at home, but like playing with really good players makes you better.
Absolutely. I think getting the ball in the hole is good at any time if you play by yourself, but you're still trying to compete, the competitive nature in you, you know, and you see it. I mean, you just using Lucas as an example, watching him hit a couple 3-woods the last couple days into the wind over water, and you're like, don't know if I have that shot right now. And that just motivates you to want to do that. And a 12 handicap at home, you give him, you know, 8 shots aside, y'all can play a game, but he's not hitting that shot to make you better. And a guy like Lucas or a guy like Zach or a guy like Luke, they can make you better. And I think that's important.
I've enjoyed watching Luke putt the last few days. I've been struggling on that, and I laughed when he said it's good to watching other guys work on stuff. Like, I feel great off the tee. He's struggling. My putter feels awful. Every putt he hits, he makes or runs the edge. And so I'm just watching, you know, his speed, what he's doing, trying to pick up little things that I can work on that. And today it feels a whole lot better. So hopefully I'll go from there. But
Jackson, what have you seen this week?
It just feels like a big team, like a big family, and I think, like, for these guys, having people in their corner that I don't know, they can trust and depend on, maybe even out on the road, is, I mean, a big deal for them. I obviously can't speak to that, but I think, and I think it's good having, like, I don't know, we're all, like, having fun too. It's not all serious. It's not all work.
I'm not.
No. I enjoy that.
Danny, have you had fun?
I had so much fun. I just think, like, the biggest thing I've realized this week is, Zach and I were talking about earlier, the group that you put together, the Dew Sweeper group, just a bunch of the nicest guys on the PGA Tour and in golf in general. Like, it's like I feel we're like, do you actually go and, like, try to find just the nicest guys to work with?
I just don't like dickheads. I mean, I don't.
But that makes it so enjoyable as a team.
yeah, I think it's tough in golf to find guys that, like, actually root for other people, really root for, like, other golfers to succeed. And I think we got a group where, like, honestly, everyone's rooting for the other person, which is nice.
Bill, you've been out there a long time. People root for each other generally?
I don't know if it's that they root for other people. I think generally golfers we're watching the playoff at this moment between Justin Thomas, the tournament champions is going on right now during the podcast.
Xander, Justin, and P. Reed.
Yeah, so we keep looking at that while we're going. But I think generally, well, I would say lately, you've seen when guys have won a major, Justin Thomas when he won at Quail, like Ricky Fowler and Jordan Spieth, all these guys were there on the 18th hole congratulating them, almost like it's an AJGA event, you know, like, and I don't know that existed 15 years ago.
Was it like there when you came out?
No, even when I was a rookie, you know, 10 years ago, I don't think 14 years ago, it was not like that. I don't think other players were, you know, you only saw the player and the wife and the caddy, you know, that was it on the 18th green. And now it seems like there's more players that are just happy for the other guy. And maybe they were back then and they just didn't do it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just I
wonder why that, though. Why do you think? I mean, I don't know why it happened like that, but I do agree. Like, and you see it more now, like we've joked, because Danny's here, like about social media and stuff, but like you see it more now. We were talking about players, like you see more now, like, I guess maybe it's more like you know them or whatever, but like, you know, you see who players are friends with, like because of social media and stuff. But, you know, it's kind of cool though. I think it's cool because like, I mean, I think that's neat that players pull for it. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not winning, I'd rather a buddy of mine win than some guy that I don't like or whatever, you know. But I agree with you. Like, I think like years ago, I mean, it just didn't seem like it was ever like that. You never like watched the end of a PGA championship and there were 4 other guys standing out there waiting for the guy to finish. I mean, you never saw that.
Never. I don't remember watching golf as a kid in the 2000s. I was young. I can't think of almost one time when somebody is out there on the green.
Shit, 2000. Try 88.
No, which I think that's good for the game. I think it's good to show that these guys are supportive of each other. But the truth is if you get in the hole quicker than the next guy, you win. And whether or not you don't get to play defense. The course is the only defense, and so. I don't know. I think everybody's just supportive. If you play the best, you win, and I'm happy for you. I mean, maybe financially there's a difference. Back in the day, guys were playing for less money, and they
had to make some difference.
And so every time they missing a putt maybe meant bigger to them. But in these days, these guys, if they finish second or third, they're still pretty happy. And so that has something to do with it. But I don't know. I think there's a healthy group of young, really good players that are just good guys. And they generally just cheer for other people that they like, and they probably play practice rounds together. They like each other, and might as well be happy for them. And then if they win, hopefully the other guy's happy for them.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of it's just the culture of people. I think they're good dudes.
Yeah.
Like, you were talking, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit just because you haven't, but we haven't tortured you by making you on this. And I don't know what Zach's doing here with this thing he's got going on. But shit.
It's because of me.
It's because of him.
I started. I'm just watching Xander's practice swing right now.
Doing wrist angles.
He's got a nice release on the follow through. I was just shadow boxing it during the podcast here. Don't mind me.
Shadow boxing. Jackson, give me a question. I've bet a loss after that. I mean, shit. So he's going to have to edit this. So, Bill, you've been out there a long time. I mean, I don't make you feel old, but how has it changed since you've been out there? Like, I mean, just how you prepare, how you do things. I mean, how you think about the year starting off. I mean,
age is part of it. I've got 3 kids, 6, 4, and 2-year-olds. And, I go play and practice as much as I can. But when I leave the course when I'm playing, when I leave the course when I'm practicing, I'm leaving for a reason, just to go pick up a kid at school, is to call the family, see how they're doing. And I talked to some young players, and you like, hey, what are you doing this off season? They're like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play every day, and I'm gonna practice, and and then the off time, who knows what I'll do? Maybe I go on vacation and go. It's just totally different. They got nothing to do other than play golf, and I think when you're a young adult or I'm not young anymore. If I'm a middle-aged adult and I have young kids, you got other stuff that are important to you along with your job. And I think the challenge for myself has been to try to balance that and to try to continue to be competitive along with being a good dad and a good husband and all that stuff. Because
it's hard, I would think.
Well, a 23-year-old. None of those thoughts are in his head. All his thought is about being a good golfer, and I think that's an advantage. But with that said, if you've been out there for 14 years, you have an advantage on a 23-year-old of experience, and you got to be able to do both. And there's been plenty of people that have a big family, my dad included. He had 5 kids, and he's 66, and I just played with him the other day, and he shot his age, and he's amazing. So like, he's like, if I could, he's a goal of mine. Like to still be able to be, maybe not be on tour like him. I don't know that that's doable, but to be as good as he is at his age is awesome. And I think it can be done, whether you have kids or whether you don't have kids or.
He did it though. He found a way to have a family and do it.
I've seen it. I've lived it, and so to see it happen and live part of it, it's doable. But
you weren't, to bring up somebody you mentioned a little bit ago, Lucas. So we had a junior camp down here at Old Palm where we're going tomorrow in the summer. I don't know, it was July or whatever. And we had 15 good young players, and he talked to them and practiced in front of them. And one of the kids asked, like, hey, kind of the same question, like, what have you learned? He said, like, same basic stuff about having a family and kids. But he's like, I've learned how to get all the work I need to get done in a shorter period of time because I've got other stuff I got to do. And he's like, I kind of wish I'd have learned to do that earlier, where I would just stay on the range and bang balls, probably because I didn't have anything else to do.
Right.
But how to be more efficient. And I think that's a good part of getting older and more mature. It's like you learn the stuff you need to work on and how to work on it, and just go do it.
Yeah, I think a family gives you structure, and structure is good in any walk of life. And so if it puts an emphasis on when you should and shouldn't practice, then I think that can be good too. I'm not saying that it's a negative being older and having kids is a negative. I'm just saying it's different, and it can be challenging at times. And I'm envious of the young guys though, for sure, to have a free reign of time and a free reign of practice ability, and also just young body. I watch all these young 23-year-olds hammer it, and it's awesome.
So we were talking earlier too, and then I'll let you guys talk about it, but like everybody's different. Like we talked we were in the car, I don't know if we were going to the Turtle or what, but but anyways, we were talking about how you don't like to hit very many balls. Like, so I was like, hey, it's a productive day. And you're like, yeah, hit a few balls, but I'd rather go do it on the golf course where it counts. But like everybody's different. Like Luke would stand out there and hit a bunch of balls.
To a detriment. I would rather go out on the course.
Right, but he'll sit there. I watch you hit balls, and we worked a little bit, but then, you're over there in the cart watching the Saints, which is what I should have been doing. And, but like everybody's different, but like I think that's cool about tour players is like everybody thinks everybody just practices all the time and hits a bunch of balls, but there's just a bunch of different ways to practice and get better.
Yeah, I agree. I saw it with my dad. Again, I kind of somewhat try to...
Was he a big practicer?
Not that I remember. I mean, I remember him being home when he was home, and when he was gone, he was gone. I think when he was on the road, I do think he did a lot of practicing, but he wasn't necessarily a 10 buckets a day guy. Like, he hit balls, went and played, maybe hit balls after the round, but then it wasn't, I need to hit 100 wedges a day to get better at my wedges. I think it was much more goal oriented. Like, I need to flight my ball down. So if I can go hit 6 balls and flight the ball down, well, then I know I can do that. So let's go take that to the course. Does that make sense? Like, he needed 100 flighted to be like, okay, now I got it. I think he just said if he saw 2, 3, 4 in a row flighted, well, he knew he could flight the ball or whatever. I mean, that's just an example, but I don't think it takes a bunch of balls at a certain level to make yourself confident on the course, which is when it matters. We all can hit the range, right? Mm-hmm. You hear a lot of amateurs say, "Oh, I was hitting it good on the range," but it's easy to hit the range. Like, it's massive, and I think, and I think a lot of guys, if you would tighten that down, meaning target area or height window, whether it's flighted up high, left to right, right to left. I think if you can be more specific on the range, well, then you do that a few times, 6 or 7 balls, and then you take that to the course.
And like Zach, I mean, you're a perfect example though of like a guy like you. We've worked for a long time. You hate hitting balls, but like you're a guy that like can go hit 4 shots. He can hit 2 drivers. Like walked up and he hit 2 drivers. Asked a question. Hit 2 good drives, and you're like, okay, that's all I got it. That's all I need. But like, there's people that aren't like that. But like, that doesn't mean you got to hit 20 damn drive. You know, you don't have to hit 25 drivers in a row to prove that you know what you're doing or you're getting better at it.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm getting slightly better at working on the range over the last few years. But yeah, I think exactly what Bill said. Like, it's easy to do it on the range, and I don't think it helps me a whole lot to hit. I could hit 50 drivers if I wanted to. I think I'd hit a lot of them good on the range. I care a lot more about doing it when there's hitting a fade, when there's water right and nothing good left, actually being able to do it. And so I think once I can feel it on the range, it's like, all right, I got to take this to the course and work on it, because I have a hard time actually seeing the results on the range translate to the course, especially when it's under pressure or anything in a tournament. So yeah, I like to do a lot more.
All three of you guys said basically the same thing. And that's like, to me, what amateurs don't do is they hit it on the range, and then but like all three of you guys worry more about hitting a shot that's uncomfortable for you. And like Luke for today was number one. We were in a cart together, wind off the left, trouble right.
Been struggling with a block lately.
Right, you struggle with a block. I mean, Bill, you're the same way. Like, if there's, I know from past stuff, trouble right. I mean, you're the same way. Being like, and I think average golfers get better by just, instead of beating a shitload of balls, they just go out there and they go hit some shots that make themselves uncomfortable and learn to do it.
Also, I've learned, like, I'm already turned 30. I've definitely learned, I feel like you only have so many swings in your life. And, like, I definitely don't want to just sit there and beat, like, 5 buckets of balls and my body hurt the next day. It's like, I want to make these swings count, kind of going back to quality time and stuff. And taking it to the course, I mean, you're gonna swing a club like 40 times or something, and compared to hitting 3 bags of balls and hitting the ball like 150 times. And I don't know, I used to do it that way, and now at 29, my body hurts a little different after hitting 3 bags of balls, and kind of want to make them count a little more.
So, Luke, you getting ready to head to Bahamas, right?
Bahamas.
You excited for this year?
Definitely.
Is this are you more excited this year than you've been in the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like you are.
Yeah, I have it last year at our golf camp week. I was conditional, not sure when I was going to play, and I'm full. Had a lot of good moments last year and struggled towards the end. So just looking to build on what we've been working on and just keep doing a lot of good stuff. I'm doing that, and like Zach said, the off season's been great. I haven't played a tournament really since end of August, and it's been nice just to sit there and became a father this off season and to have a little one.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Little Ford.
Yeah, a little Ford. It's been a busy off season.
He's already attended a lesson.
And that's true. He came up to Frederica. Yeah, he was in the house. Cried a little bit.
Wearing vineyard vines. We already had him in a little onesie. Yeah, he was already hitting cuts.
Yeah. Better than his dad.
Hitting cuts and rolling putts.
Yeah. I like that. No, so it's been a good off season of some work, a lot of rest, hitting the gym a little bit, and just being with family. And like everybody kind of, I feel like, feels the same. Like, you want to be your best self when you're out there, but I feel like it's important, especially being from the north, to recharge and stuff. I'm used to that time growing up. I had 2-3 months where I didn't really play much, and when I was younger and kind of the endless energy / just had a lot of time to burn, I just sat on the range and just hit balls or chipped and putted just to probably kill time more than anything. And I got worse in those like 3 years that I was practicing more than ever, 8 hours a day, and I got worse each day, it felt like, almost. So it's nice to just kind of relax and be excited for the year to start.
Bill, since you've been out there, the off season's changed a ton, hasn't it? Like, I mean, when you first got out there wasn't this wraparound stuff, and you had more of a real off season, didn't you?
Yeah, I think before January 1 started the new year. Now January 1 is what's going on now is the 9th term of the year. And so it's still an off season. I still think people feel like November, December is kind of the time for Thanksgiving, Christmas, the off season, but it's the middle of the season. And there's a handful of players that have had a great fall, and they already know that their season is a good season. And I think that's the plus to the fall season is you can set yourself up for the whole year in about 6 to 8 weeks. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, I think I prefer, it's kind of nice to know for the annual year, the calendar year, and the how do you want to say it, is the same. Like January 1, everybody starts at 0. That seems simple, but at the same time, I do think the fall series is important. And I think
it does give some folks some opportunity to play, obviously.
Yeah, there's an opportunity to play, and if you win in the fall, you get the Tournament of Champions in the current calendar year, which that's not talked about enough. I think it's...
Wow, I didn't think about that.
There's people that won last year that get to play in the Tournament of Champions, but they don't get to use the points that they make this week in last year's FedEx Cup. But the players that win in the fall, they get their win, and they get to use the Tournament of Champions points in this year's FedEx Cup. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, no, it totally does.
I've always thought that if you win in this calendar year, it should go towards next year's Tournament of Champions, because the Tournament of Champions for the FedEx Cup year.
You should play against the people that won in your current
FedEx Cup
tour year, FedEx Cup
year versus the calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense to me that now that we have a wraparound, I don't know that the Tournament of Champions should be in the middle of that. Because people that won in the fall, they get to use the Tournament of Champions and add to their season of points. And I think if you win in the fall, you should still get the Tournament of Champions, but it should be in next year's tournament. I don't think that would change anything. But
would you move the time of the tournament, or you still hold it?
I guess in a perfect world, it would be the first tournament of the season.
Right, so September.
So that's the issue, right? Like we're running with sponsors, you're running along with the time of year, whatever. It fits where it is because of the way they scheduled it before they switched the wraparound schedule.
I never thought about the fact that the guys that win in the fall, and there's guys in this I saw, you get to play in this, so it's like double dipping to an extent, right?
Double dipping for one event. Like you get one extra event, and the bonus is it's a 30-man field or so.
But that's a lot of points.
So top 30 in any event, and if you play decent, it's probably top 15. That's enough points to make or break maybe making the Tour Championship. Like all these guys are probably going to have good years. They've won last year. They're being successful, but I do think it would make more sense if everyone was in the even playing field when it came to the Tournament of Champions. And I think it would be better if it was the start of the season. Not that we needed to get into an opinion there, but...
I think you getting 4 shots is a bunch of bullshit.
Are we upping it to 9?
No, I think, I don't think like Rudolph. Guy's good. He needs a new car partner.
No kidding. We'll switch up tomorrow.
I'm really happy to have met Luke and Bill. They're I've obviously seen Bill on TV a lot growing up, watching TV, and Zach and I, we were talking about like how Bill is way cooler than we thought he'd be.
Which I want to preface, like, I think they thought you would be cool.
We thought you'd be cool.
No,
but you're cooler.
Thank you. Thank you for making it sound less backhanded of a compliment.
That's got to be like up there. I mean,
it's nice to be liked in person. Shit.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Tour Coach with Tony Ruggiero. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you are listening to this podcast so you can stay up to date, because we have weekly episodes coming your way with fascinating people in the world of golf instruction at the highest level. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. If you want to learn more about Tony, head over to dewsweepersgolf.com to get all the details on what he's up to. Maybe you want to see him, grab a lesson, or go to one of his camps, pick up his book, Lessons from the Legends. You can do that there. If you want to see Tony in action with some videos and other content, head over to golfsciencelab.com/Tony to get more info there. This episode was powered by the Golf Science Lab and was edited, mixed, and produced by Just Hit Publish Productions.
If there's one thing, if you know about me, if you've listened to the Dew Sweepers, you've come to see me, listen to me talk, is you know I'm big on loyalty. We give 100% here at the Dew Sweepers. We put a lot of emotional investment into everything we do with every one of our players. And the same can be said for our partners and the folks that have been with us for the long haul and help the Dew Sweepers, help our juniors, help us get to our tour players. And so I want to give a special thanks to our sponsors. Our sponsors are first and foremost Buick and our local Buick dealers here around the Southeast, Shrixon Cleveland Golf, who've been with me for over a dozen years, and their belief and support of what we do here with the Dew Sweepers. And lastly, the folks at Vineyard Vines. The folks at Vineyard Vines love what we do with junior golf. They support us on the road. There isn't a better family or group of people that are going to help us look our best, play our best, and have more fun than the folks at Vineyard Vines. So special thanks to our sponsors. Please support those as you get the opportunity. And for more information about any of those, check us out at dewsweepersgolf.com, or you can always check me out on Instagram at @thedewsweeper.